Okay, if recording started. Radizia, could you repeat the things you said about Epsilon's progress?
Yeah, so we merged the PR regarding the Kolev stack validation as a first thing, and the second thing we are working on the support of the EOF tests in EVM1, and the third thing we have still continuing discussion about disallowing Kolev to non-returning function. As far as I understood from the recent discussion inside our team, we are leaning towards disallowing this kind of instruction to non-returning function.
Okay. Um, cool. That's the Epsilon update.
Is non-returning the retf or return?
As far as as far as I understood this, it's basically okay. I'm not going to say because I don't know, so I don't want to make some misunderstanding. So basically you should we should discuss it with Andrei or Pavel, maybe offline.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if I had to guess, it would be RedF. I might be wrong, but RedF keeps call, pops a message frame. All the other options, return, revert, invalid instructions, create, those, no, those dispense with a call frame. RedF doesn't pop a call frame. RedF pops a function frame, and all those other ones, revert, return, stop, um, pop a message frame. And since EOF is operating within a single message frame, the only one that would make sense to me would be RedF.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a little weird for to require subroutines to call, but I mean, it's actually kind of an interesting restriction, right? Because like you may, I don't know, want to have some kind of thing where you return, sorry, contract return from a subroutine, some sort of,
So
or like
that I would consider
like a subroutine
non-returning.
that just reverts.
A subroutine that does nothing but revert would be a non-returning. So you wouldn't call one of those, you would jump F into them. So you wouldn't call F an outline that reverts, you would jump F into an outline that reverts. And if it could ret F, then you would call F it. Basically, it's a way to introduce dead code, I think, if you can call F into a non-reverting instruction,
Yeah,
into a non-returning instruction.
yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. I get it. It kind of seems like the duties of call F and jump F are getting pretty clearly delineated.
Yeah, jump F requires, call F requires a return. Um, jump F prohibits a return.
It
Call F
doesn't
requires a
exactly
possible
prohibit
return.
return, but jump F is very restricted, right? You know, it can
Yeah,
either tail recurse or return or terminate.
right, right. Tail recurse or terminate. That's a very concise way to phrase it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Um, I didn't have the agenda, so I did it out of order. Are there any clients that have any clients updates? We got the update from Epsilon, kind of. It's also a spec update. Do we have Nethermind or Geth or Ethereum JS on the call? Doesn't look like it. Besu, I keep working on Create 3. I keep getting distracted with other things. Status is just need to write and validate test cases. Haven't committed it yet to our mega EOF branch, but there's a lot of distractions trying to get Cancun out the door. So that's the update from Besu. Um, so the next traditional agenda item is compiler updates. Do we have Solidity here? We got Viper. Is there a Solidity representative? Okay, Charles, do you want to go for Viper?
Yeah, no Viper updates. I was still talking with, Pavel about the stack validation, and it sounds like Andre is doing some work on that, but I think at least me and Pavel are pretty low in bandwidth right now. So no material updates.
Okay. Testing updates. I guess that's Hugo and Mario.
Yep. I can go first. So yeah, basically not that many updates, but we are working on a rebase, which I will share on the chat. This branch is basically the work that I did like a month ago, but it's being rebased on top of main because there were so many new changes to the execution spec test, which is the Python test repo, and Spencer's currently working on fixing node tests and basically just rebasing to main, so we can have like a solid base where we can start adding node tests for the latest spec. Andre mentioned that he wanted to start contributing. At least that's what I understood. But he mentioned a couple of comments on our implementation of the create tree functions and methods that we have to dynamically generate code. So we're gonna first rebase and then work on fix those comments. But yeah, mainly I just wanted to share this branch. This is where the EOF work will land on the next couple of weeks and months to come. And also invite everyone if he wants to take a peek into the code, into the Python code, and wants to contribute, just please let me know. I can help out in any way I can.
There's no way to pin just a branch, is there?
There's no way. Sorry, what?
Just looking at GitHub, there's no way to like say follow the changes to this branch. You have to follow the changes to the entire repo.
Oh, I see. Okay. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
I'll just follow the whole repo. That's probably one I should pay attention to anyway.
Okay. Sounds good.
Does that update cover anything Hugo might have to add? Or does Hugo have anything to add?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, my audio was not working before, so I didn't hear anything. But yeah, from my side, there is this pull request that it is changing the existing EOF tests in order to change for example, the current fork name to brag, and also the data ID from 03 to 04. This is already ready for review. And also there is another new PR, which this PR is changing all the existing tests in order to change the first section output in order to mark it as non-returning function. Yeah, this is almost ready. There is only one last change that was added to the spec, which disallow using call F for calling a non-returning function. So this is still needs to be added to these test changes, but yeah, they are almost ready.
Cool. That's good. Getting tests. That's really positive. I guess we move on to the community updates. I don't know who maintainer.eth is, but I know who Perpat and Zane are. Perpat and Zane, do you have any Are you both with the STOR 2 project, or are you on separate projects?
No, we're from separate groups. I work at
Okay.
Blocks. Yeah, when we kind of maintain a library that's like similar to SSR2, but a separate version of it. Yeah, no updates on our end. Just like to follow along on this call.
Yeah, just following along. I work for 101.org. That's, yeah, just like in the same on-chain groups.
Okay, that's good to hear that you're following. That's a good signal. So this will probably be a quick meeting. If
maybe
you have
just one
anything
thing
to add
to
or discuss, go ahead.
double click on, like I think the last call that I was on, in terms of the conversation about exposing an opcode for cross contract EOF storage reading. I think where we left that was like splitting that off into its own EIP. And is that still the latest kind of state of the world in terms of the consideration there, or is there a bit more chatter that?
I was gonna write the EIP for that. Well, we still haven't seen the we've seen the draft for the data copy ops, but I need to write a draft for that. So that is kind of a meta discussion. Let me write that into myself. EXT data copy EIP. So it is kind of a strategy discussion, more to say, coming up to what we get into Prague. Is it too big to get the stuff into Prague? And putting some of these in separate EIPs will make it easier to sever out pieces if the other core devs think it's too much for their clients, or to bring them back in, or if the testing load or the risk or whatever it takes to get the elephant through the door into Prague. So I think that's why we're going there. And I think the another couple of calls that would be on that 1.1 list, I guess is what it might notionally be called, although it doesn't exist, would be the call FI and jump FI functions. If those put on there, they're severable, they want to add value, they can be discussed on their own, but it's not essential for the first pass, although it would add value and make things better for the community. And those, because those are not, I think we want to have one thing that just does the bare minimum, that does all the breaking that needs to be broken and still has a complete functional system that may not be the most efficient on first pass, but is self-contained. I think that is what we need to have, is the smallest possible bundle, and everything that comes off of that can be added. Because I think that's always been the strategy with EOF back when they were discussing it in Bogota and every other place that they've talked about in Amsterdam. The more you split out of it and make it, it's the whole is more valuable than some of the parts, but at some point you can't have it too big to ship through the door. So it's kind of a tricky process.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll continue to follow along there. I think like pragmatically what it means for folks like us is, if that's not included in the first hard fork supporting EOF, I think going the approach that's been talked about on this call of like kind of using a pattern of storage contracts, exposing a method that allows you to read their contents is probably, the other path there, which I think is definitely workable. It's just a little bit, less efficient, more messy, but not a like hard breaker or anything like that.
Cool. Any other community questions, comments, feedback? Couple of things I think that are worth mentioning. Epsilon is putting together the EVM summit that's going to be, I think, on Tuesday, the week of DevConnect out in Turkey. If you go to the evmsummit.org website, I think it's the .org. Follow my Twitter, EVM.
I will share
evmsummit.org.
I will
share the link. They're asking for attendee lists. They're asking for speakers. If you're interested, that's something to do that week. It's tagged as advanced, so if you're the type of person that finds this call interesting, it's probably the right place for you. Also, I'm going to be giving a talk at ETH Chicago here in about a month on the Ethereum object format. I should get my slides together in a couple weeks and anyone has comments to add to that, try to do my best to represent the project well and what we're trying to accomplish there. Ipsilon's done some amazing work on it, and I want to make sure that they get people in North America aware of the stuff that they've been doing. Any other conferences that people are aware of EOF stuff happening in or EVM that they're participating in and want to promote? All right. Any other discussions before we give everyone 35 minutes back? All right. If not, I guess we can all check our emails and our Discord threads.
Awesome. Thanks all.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you.